Fairy tales full of princesses, talking animals, and magic. Bit boring, really. Shrek agrees. He takes a big green foot and stomps all over those tired old stories. Princesses aren't so perfect. Villains may be misunderstood, and the hero might just be a big smelly ogre. Who knew? Shrek's swamp is a refuge for fairy tale misfits. They've been kicked out of their own stories, deemed ugly or scary, but Shrek doesn't care about all that. He's happy to give them a home. Shrek teaches us it's okay to be different. In fact, it's way more interesting. Snow White. Always the fairest of them all, right? Not in Shrek. Here, she's a bit much. High-pitched voice. Obsessed with appearances. And those birds, they're more like a feathered mafia. Always watching, always judging. Remember that poisoned apple? In Shrek, Snow White weaponizes it. She's ready to take out Fiona with a bite. This ain't your grandma's fairy tale. Shrek shows us the dark side of happily ever after. Turns out princesses can be ruthless, especially when their perfect world is threatened. Shrek uses that magic mirror, not to find the fairest, but to find someone who can rescue Fiona. See, Shrek doesn't care about looks. He wants someone brave, loyal, and maybe up for an adventure or two. Someone who sees past the ogre exterior. This is deep, right? Shrek is all about inner beauty. He's like, forget the surface stuff. It's what's inside that counts. Shrek is basically a big green self-help guru. Who knew? Shrek is funny. He burps, he farts, he makes fun of everything. But here's the thing, humor can be deep. When we laugh, we let go. We see the absurdity of it all. Like maybe those fairy tale rules are a bit much. Shrek's humor is like a big green wake-up call. It's saying, hey, don't take things so seriously. Life's too short to worry about being perfect. Embrace the chaos, embrace the swamp, embrace the ogre within. Section 5, Snow White's dark side, embracing the inner bird and the beast. Snow White's got issues. She's obsessed with being perfect, but perfection is boring and kind of fake. Shrek wants us to embrace the messy bits, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Snow White's little bird friends, they represent the judgmental voices in our heads, the ones that say, we're not good enough. Shrek's like, tell those birds to shut it, be yourself, warts and all, or in Shrek's case, ogre ears and all. Section 6, Shattered Glass Slippers, Deconstructing Fairy Tale Archetypes. Fairy tales love a good stereotype. Damsels in distress, Prince Charmings, evil stepmothers. Shrek throws those stereotypes out the window. He's an ogre who rescues the princess. Fiona's got some secrets of her own. And Prince Charming? Total jerk. Shrek teaches us to question everything. Don't accept the labels. Don't fit in the box, break the mold, or, just chuck it in the swamp and walk away. Section 7, Shrek's Swamp Symphony, Finding Harmony and Imperfection. Shrek's swamp is a mess. It's muddy, smelly, and full of weird creatures, but it's also full of life. It's a place where everyone can be themselves. No judgment, no pressure, just pure swampy acceptance. The swamp represents the beauty of imperfection. It's a reminder that we don't have to be perfect to be loved. In fact, our flaws are often what make us unique and lovable. So embrace your inner swamp, folks. Section 8. True love's kiss-off, redefining romance in Shrek's world. Forget the Prince Charmings and the fairy tale romances. Shrek shows us that love is messy. It's about accepting someone for who they are, even when they're being a bit of an ogre. Fiona doesn't need rescuing. She's perfectly capable of handling herself. She chooses Shrek, ogre and all, because she loves him for him. Shrek teaches us that true love isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone who's perfect for you, flaws and all. Section 9. The power of you gross out. Humor as a force for good. Shrek's humor can be a bit much. His antics often push the boundaries of what we consider polite or acceptable. He burps, farts, and generally revels in all things gross. These actions, while seemingly crude, serve a greater purpose. But there's a deeper message here. Shrek's behavior forces us to confront our own discomfort with the natural, albeit unpleasant aspects of life. By embracing the gross, Shrek challenges our ideas of what's acceptable. He breaks down the barriers of social norms and invites us to do the same. He's saying, hey, we all have bodily functions. Get over it. It's a reminder that everyone, no matter how refined they appear, shares these common experiences. This is actually quite liberating. It allows us to laugh at ourselves and our imperfections, fostering a sense of camaraderie and understanding. By laughing at the gross, we learn to accept ourselves and others. We see that everyone has flaws, and that's what makes us human. We realize that perfection is an illusion. The pursuit of it can be exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. We're all just a bunch of flawed, funny, occasionally smelly creatures trying to find our way in the world. And that's okay. Embracing this truth can lead to a more genuine and joyful existence. Shrek's gross-out humor, then, isn't just for laughs. It's a powerful tool for breaking down barriers, fostering acceptance, and reminding us of our shared humanity. So next time you cringe at a burp or a fart, remember Shrek's lesson. Embrace the gross, laugh at the absurd, and find joy in the imperfections that make us who we are. Section 10. Onions have layers, ogres have feelings, Shrek's journey to self-acceptance. Shrek, the iconic green ogre, embarks on a transformative journey that teaches us all about the importance of self-acceptance and the beauty of embracing our true selves. Shrek starts off as a grumpy loner. Living in a swamp, isolated from the world, he believes that solitude is the best way to protect himself from the judgment and rejection of others. He pushes people away because he's afraid of getting hurt. The walls he builds around himself are high and thick, designed to keep everyone out and his heart safe from pain. But through his adventures, he learns to open up. Meeting characters like Donkey and Fiona, Shrek begins to see the value in companionship and the strength that comes from being vulnerable. He learns that it's okay to need others. The friendships he forms teach him that relying on others doesn't make him weak, it makes him stronger and more resilient. He learns to love himself, warts and all. Shrek's journey is not just about finding love with Fiona, but also about finding love within himself, accepting every part of who he is. Shrek's journey is a reminder that we all have layers. Just like an onion, we have different facets to our personalities, some of which we may hide out of fear or insecurity. We all have our insecurities and fears. These are the layers that we often keep hidden, afraid that if others see them, they won't accept us. But it's by facing those fears and embracing our true selves that we find true happiness. Shrek's story shows us that when we peel back those layers and reveal our true selves, we open the door to genuine connections and lasting happiness. Shrek teaches us that it's okay to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our courage and strength. It's okay to let people in. Allowing others to see our true selves can lead to deeper, more meaningful relationships. And it's okay to be the big, smelly, lovable ogre that you are. Shrek's journey to self-acceptance is a powerful reminder that we are all worthy of love and acceptance just as we are. Section 11. Happily ever after, but not like you think. Shrek's subversive message of authenticity. Shrek doesn't end with a typical happily ever after. In most fairy tales, the story concludes with a grand wedding, a pristine castle, and a perfect couple riding off into the sunset. But Shrek flips this narrative on its head. Sure, Shrek and Fiona end up together. They find love and companionship, but their journey is far from conventional. But they're not your typical fairy tale couple. They're ogres, they're messy, they're perfectly imperfect. And that's the point. Their love story is filled with quirks and imperfections, making it all the more relatable and genuine. Shrek teaches us that happiness isn't about conforming to some predetermined idea of perfection. It's not about fitting into a mold or living up to societal expectations. Instead, it's about embracing who you are, flaws and all. It's about finding your own version of happily ever after. This means recognizing that happiness can come in many forms and from unexpected places. It's about creating your own path and defining what joy means to you. It's about embracing your true self, even if that self is a bit of an ogre. Shrek and Fiona show us that authenticity is more important than perfection. They remind us that being true to ourselves is the key to genuine happiness. So, go out there and live your best, messiest, most authentic life. Don't be afraid to be different or to stand out. Embrace your uniqueness and let it shine. And don't forget to laugh along the way. Life is full of ups and downs, but finding humor in the chaos can make the journey all the more enjoyable. Shrek's story is a reminder that laughter and authenticity go hand in hand. In the end, Shrek's subversive message of authenticity teaches us that true happiness comes from within. It's about loving yourself and those around you, imperfections and all. So take a page from Shrek's book and celebrate your own unique story.
Won't you help us sing these songs of freedom, 'cause all I ever have, redemption song, redemption song.